Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when you're doing a remake of a movie like Blade, right? Which is a beloved action superhero classic, right? And you've got the original writer reaching out saying, hey, I'll help you with it. And they say no. And then now the movie's in like complete limbo. We don't know what's going on.
Right. And don't you know that, Black Panther was the first Black comic book adaptation?
Yeah. So I did go see the first two Blade movies. I saw them in the theater back in the day. I didn't bother with the third one. I wasn't missing much. But the first two were very, very good, especially the first one. And David S. Goyer, whose name's, is synonymous with basically comic book adaptations at this point. He's done The Dark Knight, Batman vs. Superman, Batman Begins, Sandman, oh God, Terminator Dark Fate, sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm sorry about that. But he worked on the original trilogy. He offered Marvel help. They told him no, and now it looks like the whole thing's kind of crashing and burning.
It's every time you turn around, somebody's fleeing the production. They've replaced people multiple times. It was supposed to be out by now, and it's still in limbo. They keep saying it's going to have a date, but don't hold your breath.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Deadpool and Wolverine made a ton of money, and of course they had Wesley Snipes as Blade, and it, I think, proved to some people that, you could do a Blade sequel or soft reboot or something and bring him back as Blade. But the stories we were hearing, it was supposed to be like Blade passing the mantle onto a bunch of younger, diverse women, and he was going to be
his daughter.
His daughter or whatever. And it's
movie.
like, nobody wants this, right? Nobody wants this. And
however, most people would go see Wesley Snipes' movie with Blade.
They would. If you brought Blade out of retirement or something and you had a good hook, and you didn't destroy the character, I think you could do it right. But let's talk about this before you get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to badorks.com. Back these enamel pins. Got about a week yet. Over on Backer Kit, orcs are a-holes because they are. They're all a bunch of a-holes. Apparently Disney are a-holes too because they did not let him come in and help. Also go out to news.clownfishtv.com for more content you won't find over here, more podcasts and articles and stuff like that. So let's talk about this. This comes from movie web. Everybody's talking about it right now, but we'll go with their version of it. So David S. Goyer brought Blade to the big screen for the first time in 1998. He's done a whole bunch of movies, Batman Begins, Man of Steel, etc. Right? He spoke with Variety. He revealed how he actually did reach out to Marvel regarding the Blade reboot following the years of development hell. Can you imagine that? Like having the person who did the original, and this has happened multiple times, be like, hey, I can help you with this. Honest, I can help you with this. And then being told, no, we got it. And then the whole thing just kind of implodes. That happened with Gem too.
Oh, yeah. Well, they could have got, was it Christy Marks?
Christy Marks, yeah. She said, I will help you with this. And they said, no, we're good. We got this.
Yeah, look, we all know how that turned out. So
it's a huge disaster, pulled out of theaters after a week. Goyer contacted Marvel Studios to ask if they needed help rebooting the franchise. The company did not employ his services, telling him they thought they had cracked the script at the time, but did tell the writer they loved his work.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. He waited until just last year to do it. This has been an ongoing issue with this Blade movie for years.
Oh, it's a disaster, yeah.
It's been, they announced it years ago. We're still in limbo. It's been years. This guy said about 8 months ago he reached out. Is that what he said? Yeah.
Yeah.
So last year, after you guys clearly are having problems,
Yes.
Hey, I'll be happy to give you a hand. No, we got it 8 months later, and we're still, nothing.
Yeah, so listen to what he said. He said, it's so funny, about 8 months ago when not the latest hiccup hit, but the prior hiccup. So he's like, yeah, 1, 2, 3. How many delays have we had? I had so many people that would say to me, dude, would you get in there on Blade? Would you just get in there? Whether it be friends or fans or people on social media, I wasn't even really thinking about. But then I had my agent call Marvel and say, do you guys need any help? And they said, we love you, but we think we've cracked it now and we're in a good place. And then the latest thing happened. So no, they haven't contacted me.
Yeah. And we're still, and it's still in limbo. And people are still jumping ship and stuff.
Yeah, they said no word on the movie has been made since the film was taken off the planned November 2025 release date. No idea. Now they're saying that they're going to save him for Secret Wars. They should just bring Wesley Snipes in for Secret Wars if they're going to do multiverse
Reynolds
anyway.
was like, Ryan Reynolds was like, why don't we just do Wesley Snipes' Blade?
Yeah, he still got it. I mean, his cameo, I guess it was a little more than a cameo, but you know, in Deadpool Wolverine, like he's obviously still got it. So despite most of Goyer's work having been superheroes, it appears the writer is looking to move on to a bunch of other stuff. Let's see. However, he says love for Blade would draw him back to the character if Marvel wanted him. He said, I might consider it because I love the character. And it sort of started my superhero career. Actually, it could be argued, I think successfully, that there would be no MCU if Blade was a huge box office failure. I think it kind of paved the way for all the other superhero movies after that. Even though I'm now considered a DC guy, I started as a Marvel guy. I would consider it. It would be fun to return to that world. That being said, I'm pretty much otherwise 99% done with superheroes. I love this stuff. I watch all the movies, but I've just done so much in the world. But yeah, I'd consider it just for old time's sake. That'd be kind of fun.
He said like 3 times. I consider it. Did I mention I consider it? Yeah, I consider it. He clearly wants to do it.
Well, he reached out to them, right? So like, I mean, he's probably watching it just like crash and burn. He's like, you know, I could fix this so easily. Just
it was more than just consideration, I don't think, though, because he keeps bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. Like, did I mention I'd do it? I probably would do it. If you asked me, I'd do it. Wink, wink, do it. I would, you know, that's kind of like, that's how it comes across.
Well, that would almost be like if, you know, George Lucas had some ideas for episodes 7, 8, 9 of Star Wars and he handed them to you and then you just threw them in the circular file bin, right? That's basically what happened. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like if anybody could pull it off, he probably could. But there's some movies and shows in here that I'm just like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I know it's a mixed bag. But when it came to Blade, he definitely, you know, did the first ones. Did he do all 3 or just the first couple?
I think he did all 3 of them.
Okay, well he lost
the first 2 were good. So, but yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of superhero stuff. Trying to see here what he's done. Dark City. I didn't realize he wrote that too. And Kickboxer 2, The Road Back.
Oh, yay.
There we go, guys. But yeah, his name, like, I mean, anybody who's watched a Batman movie should be familiar with the name. It pops up all the time.
Well, Disney won't do that because they won't bring him in to help because one, that admits that they need help, and 2, they're dumb.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of ego there. I think they're like, oh, we got this. We don't need help from the OGs or whatever. Meanwhile, your biggest hit was Deadpool and Wolverine in the last couple of years, and it, you know, beat the nostalgia drum and used the Fox versions of the characters and had lots of cameos from more beloved versions of these characters, and that did really well. So for no other reason, I think honestly, if it were me, I'd be like, you know what, let's scrap the new Blade movie, bring in Wesley Snipes, just do a kind of a soft reboot or something, and call it a day.
Do a sequel, like a sequel, and just reboot it now that he's older or something.
Yeah. I mean, that
would be the best way to do it because no one's interested in it, and they just cannot get it right. It just keeps the rumors keeps. Well, I mean, it's all rumors to be fair. Like we don't know exactly what happened, but I know something's going on because they keep losing people right and left.
Yeah, it just sounds like a disaster. Just like the Ray movie. I covered that yesterday, and it's like, it's not coming together. At some point, you have to be like, this isn't coming together. It doesn't matter whether or not we announced it. If we put this out here, it's going to fail.
Announces shit all the time, and then they cancel it. So what? Add another one on another log on the fire.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, at this point,
just because that's all you do.
That's what I don't understand. Like, you put it out there. People have a very visceral reaction to it. They don't want it. They tell you they don't want it. Then you throw $200-300 million at it and you put it in the theater and it fails miserably. And you're like, we don't understand. We thought there was an appetite for this.
That's not what they'll do. They'll say because the biggest review bombed it, and because somehow the vocal minority on YouTube simultaneously, or the vocal minority that no one listens to yet, somehow managed to convince everyone in the world not to watch it at the same time. And it's because you hate strong female characters and you're an istophobic, racist bigot. It's never their fault. They were great. It wasn't them.
Everybody's so against black superheroes now. We just don't understand. It's like, yeah. Meanwhile, Blade was a huge hit. Back in the day,
no one cared about that crap, no. and they always keep banging that drum because it was the truth.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Feels like we need to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.